Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Hussey. It's fantastic to be here today. I think I'm probably the only person in the room with an arts degree. So during the presentation today, I'm going to get you drawing. This is the number of companies, and this is the size of those companies. So you've got a big cohort of small, medium manufacturers, reasonable size middle tier manufacturers, and then a small number of very large manufacturers at the top end of your pyramid. Now in the UK, it looks slightly different than this. I'd be fascinated to see what you know, what sort of diagram you might come up with as to the shape of the UK manufacturing sector on the same criteria. That is pretty much, look at that from Mike. So there's a ship's decanter. You can have that back. Ship's decanter. Fundamentally, what's happened to the UK manufacturing sector is we're still pretty good in terms of this lower tier. We've got lots and lots of small manufacturers. But the Mittelstand, you've probably heard the term, has been eroded away. It's disappeared, and this is really, really important. We're still quite good in terms of the number at the top end as well, the Rolls-Royces and the BAEs, etc. Okay, next one. You've got another drawing to do. You know what we're going for now? Draw me Germany. What does Germany look like? I've mentioned the Mittelstand. So this is what I've decided it looks like. Fundamentally, not quite so many of the small micro manufacturing companies. Lots in the top end as well, lots of big manufacturers up there, but a really strong Mittelstand, a really much shallower curve. All this is important because it links to how Rolls-Royce, for example, are able to source materials from within their supply chain. It speaks to how government begin to think about manufacturing, and I'll come on to some other issues relating to that later on. But it just gives you a feel for some of the challenges we've got. The shape of the sector causes problems. So these are the top 5 challenges as we currently see them. Most of the research that has been built up here has come from either EEF, who we work very closely with, IMEC, but also we produce this every year. Now this is about the largest, I'm sure Patrick you can get them copies if anybody's interested. This is about the largest survey, 800 odd senior executives complete this. It's got 7 years worth of history, fantastic trend analysis, covers all sorts of areas. Economy, economics, technology, and ICT, workforce skills, investment, finance, and automation. And these is where this analysis comes from, as well as from Frank's head. Labour market and the skills gap, energy costs and security, big export challenge, and also the one I've called future-proofing, and I've taken the example of servitisation. But that's just about how things are going to change, how technology becomes a sudden driver to a change in the business model, as an example. So, UK, typical manufacturer sweats his assets. Typical small to medium-sized manufacturer sweats his assets. This machine was originally commissioned in 1865, and they finally stopped using it in 1993. Now, it's funny in a way, but it's terrible as well. You could argue it's brilliant, haven't we done well, we're really using it. The fact is, it's wonderfully inefficient, uses masses of oil and energy. Only Bob knows how to fix it when it goes wrong. And the amount of waste that it produces, not just because of the process it uses, but because it's now a little bit inefficient, it's not quite right. The waste that comes out, we only get 1 in 5 good products out of it. It's that sort of thing. The trouble is, you go around a manufacturing plant and they're proud of that. We've got to get, you guys, I know you are manufacturers, but we've got to get manufacturers to think, hang on a minute, that's not right. I shouldn't be proud of sweating my assets. I should be thinking about automation in a completely different way, using it strategically to change my business. I'm just going to refer to a couple of notes I've got here. The UK currently ranks 17th in Europe in terms of its uptake of automation and robotics. That is unsustainable. That's behind Portugal. 41% of the people in the report said they lacked defined plan or budget for automation. Outside the top tier, so when you're dealing with the smaller companies, that's even worse. One third said they're too busy to look at automation, and a further third consider the ROI investment on any automation is too long. It takes too long. Too short-termist view, you could argue. Another big challenge, and this is very specific to the UK, is energy. Ofgem reckon that the risk of blackouts has trebled in the last year. We've had a very mild winter, so we've kind of got away with this one. Our energy costs are 30% higher than our European competitors. We have to pay £18 per tonne of carbon. The Europeans pay £4.50, or there's an exchange rate in there, but it's something like that. Directly impacting our ability to compete. So this is a massive issue.